千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. So, in order to bring this to life, I would like to tell another story, a story that is called So Lucky. It's an illustration of true wealth. To understand the story, this is something that I heard not from a Tao related source, from a female writer who doesn't write about the Tao specifically, but who does write about spiritual issues, spiritual thoughts, concerns. So when I read her writing, I find that it's very enriching and that I see the Tao everywhere. So I certainly see a lot of Tao in her story as well. In that story, the writer is talking about someone she knew from before at a place where she used to live. So here's the story, So Lucky, and I will tell it as if I am the female writer. She says, there used to be a small convenience store not too far from where I used to live. One day, out of curiosity, I decided to go in. I wanted to do a little browsing, I wanted to check it out. That's when I first encountered the owner of the store. She is an elegant lady who sat behind the counter. She greeted me with a beautiful smile, and her smile seemed to light up the little store. I liked her immediately. So I looked around in the store. In addition to the usual convenience store items, I noticed that the store owner, this elegant lady, she also had a small section with her handmade arts and crafts. And I saw that she was really good at arts and crafts. My eyes were drawn to a small bag she made for storing knickknacks. It was a light shade of green, like new grass. So I complimented her. I said, this bag is the color of spring. It is particularly beautiful. So she flashed her beautiful smile again and she said, I am so lucky to have someone who understands my feelings so precisely. So I bought the bag from her and I became a regular customer. I visited the convenience store all the time. I soon learned that so lucky was a phrase she liked to say. She said it all the time. And it was one of the reasons why I enjoyed visiting her store so much. For whatever reason, there just weren't that many people in my life who felt the joy of life as deeply as this lady did. Indeed, now that I think about it, most of the people I knew, they were all doing, pretty well. Objectively speaking. Objectively speaking, they did well, but they didn't act that way. They all seemed to feel like they were lacking something. They did not seem like they were lucky in any way. They certainly wouldn't say that. They would not say that they are so lucky. One day, I passed by the convenience store at around noontime, and I noticed that the store owner was taking a lunch break, munching on a sandwich. I greeted her and said, "You know what? You should try the noodle soup in the restaurant across the street. It's really good." She said, "I'm sure it is, but I love this sandwich." She said, "One of my customers made it for me today. She's an 80-year-old lady, still very active. Can you believe it? I am so lucky to have friends like her." And about a year later, I went on vacation. I did a little mountain climbing. When I came back, I gave her beautiful postcards that I brought back. She looked through them and she was evidently enjoying the beautiful sights. She marveled at the photographs of the gorgeous mountain views. "So lucky," she exclaimed. And to me, it sounded like she was congratulating me, or maybe she was feeling like the two of us were sharing in the good luck to enjoy all that natural beauty. So I said, "You should take some time off. You can have somebody watch your store, right? And you can visit the mountain yourself." So she smiled. She said, "Do they have an aerial tram that takes you to the mountaintop?" And I nodded. "Oh, they do? Wow," she said. "That is so lucky. I would love to go." So I said, "Oh, no need to take the aerial tram. Just climb the hiking trail and then we'll take you all the way to the peak." "Yes, yes." So she smiled, her beautiful smile, and she said, "That will be like a dream come true." Shortly after that, I had to move away for work. My life got really hectic, got really busy. So I didn't think about her for quite some time until one day I happened to be in that area, my old stomping grounds. Suddenly, I remember I hadn't been to the convenience store for years. I hurried there, only to find the convenience store was gone. There was an old lady sitting on a bench nearby, so I went to her. I asked her what happened to the convenience store. She said, "Oh, the store moved away," but she had no idea where it moved to. Then the old lady said, "It's not easy, for a paraplegic woman." I'm sorry, who? Who are you talking about? Paraplegic woman. The store owner. "Oh, you didn't know?" So realization flooded in. Now, I felt that it made a lot of sense. Now that I think about it, I realized that the lady was always behind the counter. She was actually in a wheelchair the entire time, managing her store. It was just that her smile and her joy were so pure and so authentic that never once did I ever get the feeling that she was lacking anything. And like an idiot, I even encouraged her to go climb a mountain. So thoughtless. So many feelings went through me in that moment. Looking at where that little convenience store used to be, I thought that I could see her beautiful smile in my mind one last time. So that is the story of So Lucky. Now I want to ask everyone to go a little deeper into it and think about the meaning. True wealth. So cultivators of the Tao would be able to identify with the feeling of contentment demonstrated by the store owner to find joy regardless of the level that they are cultivating at. Perhaps they are in the process of building more resources for themselves and may not have a whole lot at the moment. It doesn't matter. They can be very happy while engaged in the process of building that nest egg. What they do not do is that, unlike my friends who set up GoFundMe at the drop of a hat, cultivators of the Tao do not use the Tao to talk themselves into complacency. They don't say, oh, I have everything I need. I don't need anything more than what I have, which is very little and insufficient for a rainy day. So for someone who studies the Tao to talk themselves into complacency, like I have more than I will ever need, well, that's not true. It's also a distortion of the original teachings. So real cultivators of the Tao don't do that. What they actually do is that they use the Tao to help them attain successive goals while also enjoying the process of attainment. So let me be very specific. Among the people who study the Tao, some sort of study a variant of the Tao, which is the Western distortion, as I have described. They may say the Tao will provide. Well, actually, the Tao may not provide. It depends. You actually have to be proactive and take action. After that, the Tao will support and assist. That's how it really works. And I do appreciate people saying, I already have enough. That's great. We've made it this far in life. And that's a good thing. But now, from the Tao perspective, we need to look ahead into the future and plan for what's next. Not just what's coming, but also contingencies. What's coming up? What may I need? What's plan B? So this all goes into the feeling of contentment and feeling the fortunate blessings of life in the Tao itself. So there is a lot, as you are working on building your resources, there's a lot that Tao cultivators will find to appreciate along the way. For instance, let's start with the self. If you have even some of these things, they're all blessings. If you have your health, or you are able to recover your health, that's a blessing. If you are able to learn, you've had opportunities to exercise your creativity, opportunities to grow and develop yourself, to improve upon yourself, to create a better version of yourself. That's a blessing. That's something to appreciate. That's with the self. How about other people? Perhaps partners in an enterprise, in an endeavor, teammates, people on your team, people on your side, loved ones, friends, family. Easy to appreciate having people like that in your life. What a blessing. And with the world, the universe, this incredible, intricate, amazing universe, nature, the beauty of nature, to be able to commune with nature, to be able to be in touch with nature. Animals are cool. To be in contact with animals is one of the best practices It brings a peace of mind. It's not a big surprise that veterans, for instance, with post-traumatic stress syndrome benefit greatly from having a pet, someone to keep them company, and someone who may be trained to recognize signs of distress. So animals have the power to heal. Flowers, trees, so much more. Everywhere we look in nature, incredible beauty. So much to appreciate. So much for which to express gratitude. So here's the bottom line. At the end of the day, here's the conclusion. The wealth of Tao cultivators comes not from the balance of the bank account, but the balance of living life in harmony. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us travel safely. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.